Welcome back to the Playoffs of Life podcast with your host, Adrian Hatcher. If you want to follow the journey on social media, you can follow on our Twitter, Anchor, Spotify, and much more. The description of everything will be in the episode. Today, we got a special guest with us today. I'll go ahead and just knock out some of his accolades, some of the things he's been doing since he started his journey. So we got Jeremy Marshall in the group chat today with our podcast. He's worked for each EHB basketball club. He's been the creator of the Cut Through the Red Tape podcast. He's also worked under Magnet Sports Management. Graduated fall of 2018 in sports management, and he's worked for Zero Gravity. His favorite player is Allen Iverson, which is one of the greatest players to ever play this game. With that being said, I'll go ahead and introduce Jeremy Marshall. Jeremy, let him know who you is and let him know where you at, man.
What's going on? First off, it's a pleasure to be on the show, man. Thank you for reaching out to me. Like I said, I'm great. Like I said, I love things like this. But like I said, I'm Jeremy. I'm here in Atlanta. Follow me on Instagram _JEM4, and also follow me at _ Through the Red Tape. That's my podcast page. But yeah, that's everything. Make sure you follow me, guys.
That's what's up, man. So, man, just tell us a little bit more about yourself. I listed off some of the things you did, graduating with sports management, going into these different programs such as EHB Basketball Club and working for Zero Gravity. Just can you go in depth about some of that stuff I just listed off?
Yeah, so I kind of give you like just the backstory. Like, we kind of started like just really my sophomore, junior year of college, kind of just knowing that like I had to just like, I think because I came from South Georgia State College, which is in Douglas, Georgia, like middle of nowhere and nearby Valdosta. So that kind of showed me like this importance of studying. Like I said, we were so bored out there, we had to do nothing but study. So me getting Georgia State, it kind of prepared me for like, I'm walking to Georgia State and just seeing so many students and like on their stuff. So like it kind of sparked some memories. So like even before those things you said, I had like 7 internships. Like I was like, I grinded like I knew I didn't have the privilege of some kids. Like I knew I had to get it out the mud. So like it's like some of the things I did. I did marketing for Atlanta Motor Speedway. I worked for ESPN events. So I also worked for ESPN with the College Game Day with the national championship game with Georgia and Alabama. I volunteered for the amateur for golf amateur tour, which is the biggest amateur golf tournament in the world. I did stuff for that. I mean, I interned with Atlanta Legends as well. Even though that lasted what, maybe 7-8 months, that football league. It didn't last long, but yeah. I interned there. I did some stuff. I did stuff with Georgia State sports marketing on the football and basketball side, and also I worked intern Georgia Tech athletics as well. So from all those things kind of led me to me going to Zero Gravity in Boston, which at the time was the country's biggest provider of grassroots basketball. Like they had the most tournaments. So like I said, that's what I learned, the business model of grassroots sports and how to make money on that business side. Like I said, I learned like all we see is the high level basketball, but really the money's in like just the kind of like the mediocre regular, like, everyone play basketball. So you're like your B and C level basketball. I don't want to, say it in a rude way. I learned that. And then with that journey, I remember I worked an event for the Boston Celtics, and I met one of the VPs of the Atlanta Hawks in one of their departments, and I stayed connected with him. And then I got back to Atlanta. He put me on Elite Hoops basketball with Nike, and Nike was Elite Hoops we were running the most Nike basketball camps through U.S. sports camps. We had the most in the whole Southeast region, so I did that. I was an operations sales manager, so I did a lot of stuff with that. And then after that, I went with Magnet Sports Management as director of marketing and sales. So now I'm doing that, and in the process to really like outline my business, like to be an agent / business manager / a manager for like basketball. So it's just like all three trying to create this one thing. So it's a lot of the short time. Like I said, I graduated fall 2018. I'm only 25, so like, I still got a long ways to go.
No, most definitely, man. But it just sounds like you had like a lot of mentors and a lot of people that kind of influence your decision to go in what you're doing.
Yeah, most definitely. So I think, like I said, I'm real big on that. I think mentorship. I think I don't care if you're in college, you're doing a trade. I don't care what you do. I feel like everybody should have a mentor. I think I have a lot of mentors, and my mentors are for different things. And sometimes, it's crazy. Like, I have mentors in the corporate space. I even have like street dudes who are my mentors, not from the street side, but just like certain principles and values of being a man. I'm real big on being like just carrying myself as being a man at all times, like having integrity, and being that man. Also, I have spiritual mentors. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in God, and I believe this God does me with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So I have spiritual mentors. I have mentors in the business space, and just guys that I can call on, like say, because we all go through things in life. Or say I have a girl issue or something like that. Instead of me overreacting and just being so quick to react, I call people like, hey, am I tripping? Let me explain this to you. So I have those things in place, because you got to have those things. You have to.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You definitely gotta have those like in place, because you never know like what's gonna be thrown at you in life, man.
Most definitely, most
It
definitely.
seems like one thing about it is, with your degree in sports management, do you feel like those connections that you made? Do you feel like if you didn't get that degree, you would be in the same space you're currently in?
So let me tell you, I was talking to one of my a friend of mine too, Markel, and she's a dog. Like, she in this sports stuff, she's a dog in this too. But we was talking, and to be honest, like, I feel like that route, me going the sports admin route, it kind of put me, in a bubble. Which so like for me, I was dedicated. I knew what I wanted to do,
Hmm.
so that necessarily helped me though. But for some people, like, everybody's not blessed to have great interpersonal skills or good networking skills. So me, I knew if I met this person, this person, I will have the opportunity to get where I need to be.
Hmm.
At the same time, with sports administration, I think me personally, if I can, I think given my what I know now, and depending on the person you are, I think it varies. I think the average person who, like, I think doesn't have the privilege to have people in sports, I think would be best to go for like a business degree, which is a little bit more, it's a little broader.
Okay.
So like, if you can't get a job in sports, you kind of can tap into another space until you can get back into sports. As in, for sports admin, it's like you just kind of it kind of puts you in this box. And like I tell people, the sports industry is hard. Like, once you get in, you're in for life. Like, that's all it is. Like, once you're in, you're always forever in. But it's kind of hard to kind of break into that. So that's
Hmm.
why I did so much. I did a lot of free stuff, a lot of jobs for free. Like, I was working, I had stuff I was doing where I was, 18, 19, like, no, 18, like, in the course of 2 days, I probably did 18, 19 worth of work, hours worth of work. I'll be working from like, I'll go to Georgia Tech football game. I had to be there at 9, came over with at 4. Georgia State might be playing at 7. I get to Georgia State, I'm at there from 7 to 12. Get up next morning, now I'm doing an ESPN event. So I think it was basically like, it depends on the type of your work ethic, but I think actually getting a degree, like marketing degree, a business administration degree, and getting concentrations in that, it gives you a bigger horizon. But I think if you're all in, you know what you want to do, I'll say sports admin or sports management is a great degree to get.
Okay. Okay. And I feel you on that, man, because I've heard just from different podcasts and from my own personal experience, like getting to the sports management world, even media, or just
Yeah,
being an athlete, or like a student athlete, a lot of the
yeah,
stuff you go into is going to be free. Like you're really putting in work and time before you see any type of benefit from it.
yeah. Most definitely, like I said, and you got to remember also too, in these fields that we're in, and one of my mentors gave me, like, he's my boss now at Magnet. One of my mentors, Da Wilson, told me a great thing. And me starting out, he told me, when there is an opportunity, create one. So
Okay.
in these media, and like especially in media driven and sports driven lanes, it's very oversaturated, because you have so many people who want to do these certain things.
Yeah.
But then you have those people that's gonna, like, see me. I knew I wasn't the smartest person in the world, but I was gonna outwork you. Like, you're not gonna outwork me. You not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a dog. Like, I'm a hustle. Like I said, from where I'm coming from, seeing just from my experiences, like seeing my mom coming from, a single home, like, well, single parent home. Like, my dad was on the run from from the feds, from the police, and then, like, so I couldn't see my pops often, and seeing my mom take care of me and my sister,
Hmm.
at $10 an hour. Like, I seen her do it. Like, watch, it was nice when she would cry at night. So like, I had that, like, like, I'm not going back to that. We're gonna, I'm gonna make sure my mom is good. Rest of, like I'm working to something. You know what I'm saying? I'm working for, so that mentality was just there. So I think, like, even though it's oversaturated, I think the ones who put the most in gonna get the most out. That's a media, sports, anything you do. But
Yeah.
I know those things are very like, you know what I'm saying?
And would you say like your family was definitely crucial to your success, like so far? Did they influence a lot? Did they really influence you to get into sports in general?
Um, I would say I think was mainly like I had a mom that supported anything I did. So if it could have been in sports, it could have been an architect, if I could have been a math teacher, like you know what I'm saying, anything I did, she was gonna support me in. And then my pop side of the family, because like I said, on my dad's side of the family, I'm the first person to graduate from college. I'm the first graduate from the college on my dad's side. So just me graduating is just like, because everybody on that family, either you go to college and drop out, you go to the military, or you just kind of get, you stay where we're from, like the certain hoods that we in, like either New York or where we're from Augusta, or you just get stagnant. So I was the first person to really like to graduate that. So I think just like having a mom to let me kind of figure out what I want to do. Like I always knew, and crazy thing is my original major was journalism. Like that was my original major. I thought, man, I want to be a Stephen A. Smith. Like I'll argue basketball, sports all day long.
Yeah, yeah.
And then getting to Georgia State, and then seeing some of that stuff. Like that's why I get people who are news anchors, news reporters, who do write-ups, behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
Like it has to be in you. Like that ain't something like you get taught stuff, but that's something that be in you. Like I was like, man, this ain't for me. Like, yeah, but I knew like the business side of sports was for me, so I made that transition over. So
Okay. Okay. I'm currently just trying to dive into that media space myself. So I can understand where you're coming from. Because you have to have not only the drive, but you also have to have
yeah,
like the ambition to really pursue something and then to like get as much information as possible.
yeah,
Something as easy as an interview, from a sports media perspective, there's so many things that go into that. So I definitely see where you're coming from with that. And that transition to business seems to be working out for you. You're currently trying to be a sports agent. That's
so yeah. So with that, so it's crazy. So like I want to be an NBA agent and then be a manager of other sports, but I'm not all the way 100%. I want to be just an NBA agent because I do want to manage players too.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of like I just had actually it's crazy. I just had I thank God for my blessings. I almost like literally almost in tears because the rooms I'm in now like my boss told me to come out. I'm having a meeting and kind of break it down. I had a meeting, so it was like 6 of us there. So it's my boss there, this dude, a man named Rob, who was actually one of the co-founders. Like he kind of helped start Clutch Sports, and he also helped QC Sportsman off the ground. Him. So Rob, another guy named Errol, who used to be the vice president of Third Eye Sports. We had another guy there who used to play for the Dolphins, and he's in entertainment banking space and was on a player personnel side for the NBA, working for the league office.
Mhm.
Had another guy right here next to me who's like very talented guy who's kind of in the same space that you're trying to be on the media side. He actually is one of 4 black reporters who actually does sports business journal. He's working for the Atlanta Business Chronicle on the sports side. He's got a promotion. It's going to release. So, he's got a promotion. I'm not going to say his name. But he got a promotion with Sportica, which is like the biggest publication for like it's over Forbes of like on the sports business side. So it was I'm sorry, but it was like just a meeting of minds, and just the game it was giving me. He was telling me about just the good sides of being an agent and then the bad sides of being an agent. And I think what I heard was kind of like, so like I think me personally, the route I'm going, because like I said, I'm real strategic.
Mhm.
I might still be an agent to have that agency license, but I think management is best suited for me, like managing athletes. Like I said, me coming from where they're coming from, but I enjoy the going to their workouts, making sure the workouts are straight. I enjoy connecting this person, getting deals. So I think, and then Earl, who's gonna be like, will be another one of my future mentors, and me and him still building and connecting. He told me, hey Jeremy, stop putting a title on this. Don't say you're an agent or a businessman. Say you make deals.
Okay. Yeah.
Right
Okay.
there. You make deals. It's stop putting a title on it. And he told me, he was like, when I did $1 million deal with the Golden State Warriors, I wasn't a certified player agent at the time, but my name was still on the contract.
Mhm.
My name was still you still could look me up on the GM, on the NBA GM page, and my name's gonna pop up. So he was just like, man, you make deals. So it really put things in perspective. Like, so So I'm kind of like reeling it back. So I'm probably gonna sit down and take the test still, and I'm still gonna have that just so I do say I have a player. Cause I think unless you and being an agent, and I think like I said, and also is good for me because I have so many other hustles and I have so many other side streams of income. Just like it's being an agent is tough because if you don't come in under the big monsters, the CAA, the Wassermans, the Rock Nations, the Clutch Sports, it's tough coming as an agent. You have no clients. See, lucky for me, I got so many college guys and so many guys playing. I can probably get me one, but it'll be more organic. Me manage them, and then hey, something come along like Jeremy. I think you'd be a good agent for him. Oh, for real? Let me come on this. So I'll still have my certification, but I might push my management side. So I think that's what I'm doing right now. Everything with me is strategic. So me working with Magnate Sports, it should be strictly business management. So we handle all like your insurance, your tax, your legal, your business, everything off the court, off the field. We take care of all that. So with me having Magnate Sports behind me, I don't necessarily have to get my law degree because I have my boss is a lawyer. He has tax law degree, business law degree, and litigation, and litigation law. So he has all those things. So like now, say a deal does come in, I have a lawyer on hand. So I have like a whole system. So it's not like I'm working in a smart way. It's saving me, saving me money and saving me time.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you said, pursuing your career, it's going to take time. It's also going to take a lot of hard work, and that income is coming until you really get into that main space. But you're building the connections, you're building that foundation off rip, which is something I really respect, man. One thing I did want to ask you, could you go more in depth about the kind of good and bad, the pros and cons of trying to obtain your sports license? And then after you do that, like you kind of alluded to, whether you get it or not, you're, like you said, you're making deals, you're already in the game. Like, can you give us some pros and cons about the career you're really just trying to pursue?
So the pros and cons. All right, so we all know the first pros, a lot of money, very lucrative. We know that. But me, I'm not in it for the money. Like, I know the money gonna come. I'm in it to be able to be a voice for these athletes, to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to be able. The pros for me are different from somebody else's pros. These pros are because my thing is, I'm 25 now. I'm not trying to be an agent until I'm 35, 40. Maybe an agent on 35. Have a well-oiled machine where I have agents working under me, and I'm able to focus on like my fashion. Like I said, I'm real big into fashion. Like, I got one of my boys' brand right here. I'm really into fashion, so focus on like the fashion side, and like I'm really into cologne, so making my own cologne. Like, I want to get like tap to a whole other side, like where I'm getting to, like, you know what I'm saying? The sport, I love sports, but now I tap into other things. So I'm using this for like to elevate me to my brand to a whole different level, have my pockets at a different level, maybe have production companies and have just certain things, and tap into venture capitalists and like really learn the business side. Because I have a lot of bros who are in business. So this is right here, just to make me an overall businessman. Because like I'm trying to be a billionaire. Like that's my goal. I know it's high, but I think that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to be. So that's the pros. The cons would be, it's just the game so light and breaking it down. The game so messed up. Like, it's tough for guys who get out the mud and it compared to a guy coming in with a bunch of money. So let me tell you, I break it down to you in like in easier terms. So being an agent, it can be kind of pricey. And for most NBA player contracts, you're getting 3.5%, right? But there's agents out here telling players like, hey, man, I don't want money off your first contract. I don't want money off your first contract. They're banking on that max deal or the second contract. They're banking on that. So some players, if you got agents doing that, if you got agents banking on that, and then also invest $100,000 in like paying for like their cars and somewhere for them to stay and this and that. It's like, so for the guy who doesn't have the capital or the liquid funds to do that, but you got guys that can. It's just like it told me it's a rat race to the bottom. So that's the pro. And like, and to be honest, like basketball, but football though, I think the days of being an agent are dying in football, as we can see. Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner negotiating his own deal.
Yeah. So I think the days, but I'm thinking about this though. I think for the end of time, athlete's gonna always need a manager though. You're gonna always need somebody to do your business management or somebody who help you with your day-to-day and help you get deals. I think what such a chance I'm trying to do both. So like I said, if it happens, it happens. Like they broke it down to me, and I heard they gave me the real, like, they were saying, like, my boss was like, Jeremy, I don't want you to get discouraged. Like, I was like, no, that's what I need to hear. Because I've been talking to a lot of agents, just trying to find that, that mentorship and certain things to talk about. And like, a lot of agents hit me and say, they'll hit me and be like, instead of giving me the red, say, oh, what can you do for me? They're just so excited for me coming in with so many like connections and so actually so many players. It's not about me, it's about them. And these guys made sure to tell me like the real parts of it. So I definitely appreciate that. But that's kind of pros and cons of it. And like also too, and me being so strategic, my pros, my con, the con about the money thing a little different for me because now I'm tapped in with 2 sports entertainment banks. Like another one of my mentors, my guy. We partnered on a lot of things. I helped him out on the little ESPN deal he did. But my guy Peyton has got an executive job over this sports entertainment banking with Horizon Sports. So now so basically like he has the bank has up to $80 billion in funding. So now if I have a player, say I have a first round pick, right? I have a first round pick, I can get just because they know I'm gonna get that money back. I can get a cash advance for $100,000, $200,000 because I have that part of my team. So that's part of my name. So everything I do is like strategic. So I already have like that in place. I got trainers in Atlanta. I got trainers in Detroit. I got trainers in Miami. Like I have the whole map. Like I got someone for them to stay at. Like I know how the game works. Like nutritionists. Like I know how the game works. So I have everything already mapped out. So I have a team. You know what I'm saying? But
So in the financial space, like if we were talking about stocks or something, what you're creating is something called ROE, which is a return on equity. Which is basically the investment of basically putting in the time and energy, the research, understanding that you will see a beneficial return eventually from it. And I get that. I of course, I can see the passion that you have and what you're pursuing. And I also see how the competition can really be cutthroat. If you got a guy coming telling you that he'll pay for this to basically set you up, baking on your career, like it is a lot of risk, but it's also
it's a man, that eat you alive, man. That's a grown man business. So like I said, like it's a one because like, and he was telling me like once you get that player agent role, you turn to food. You competition now. Like your competition now. It's gonna be certain gyms I probably won't be able to go into because my title is a player agent. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's still certain things we're working on, but like I know, I have a great decision probably by. I have a decision probably by December 1st. What I'm gonna do, I probably can take the test still, but kind of just not so much push that name, but probably push more the management stuff. And if a player comes, then hey, I am an agent.
Yeah. It's all business at the end of the day, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, man. If you could just point into one more direction for me while we still on that topic, that you said you have multiple streams of income, and I really want to highlight how important that is, not just for a career, but just living lives. I kind of understand that nowadays you kind of need 2 incomes to basically survive, but multiple streams of income is more important for just daily life now. Can you kind of dive into, I don't want to get too much in your business.
No. I'm here to speak the truth. Like, so like I said, I got the stuff. Like I said, I work for Magnate Sports, and then also I am like kind of like a operations marketing guy for this company called D1 Sports Training. So I do all like Carmelo, Chris Paul, all of them own one. So I do that. I do consulting. So I do consulting too. So like I consult a couple guys on like. So like me working with Elite Who's Basketball, I know the whole and Zero Grad, I know the whole process of how to run an AAU tournament. Also me working for, I gotta lift out. I also, guys, go back to very, very first question you asked me. I also work for Under Armour and Adidas basketball events too.
Plug it in.
Yeah, I want to put that in there. I work for Under Armour Adidas basketball events. So all their live events. So like just seeing Mikey playing, like I was there, like running all the events. So that's why maybe I want to connect to a lot of college coaches, but we're really back in another time. But I have that, so I kind of consult people starting their own like basketball companies and trying to like get to start membership stuff and trying to like create revenue through basketball group training. Knowing, like I said, because like you could be the greatest basketball player of all time, but if you don't know how to have professionalism and know how to cater to not just black people, whatever color you are, black, white, you have to be. We call it chameleon. Like you have to be professional because, like, to be honest, most kids who come into training are kids of different colors. I'm gonna be honest, because basketball's the hot thing to play right now. So the game is more for the kids who are trying to water down like town where it's not the highest town, but they're trying to get better. That's where your money's gonna make money at. So me explaining to guys who are just have that I got out of college and the pros ain't work out, so let me start this business. Like, no, you have to still run like a business. You still have to have spreadsheets. You still have to have certain things in place. You still got to hire a staff. You got to I kind of break all that stuff down to them. And then another thing I do, of course, we use like stocks, stuff like that. And this ain't the best thing in the world. And I'm not but I also I do a lot of sports betting too. So I get a lot of sports betting too. So that's a big thing. That puts a lot of money. But sometimes you win some, you lose some.
Hey, I do I do a little bit of fantasy, something just to
yeah. So
yeah, man. I'm currently trying to work on getting another episode done with somebody to really like get into stocks and stuff, investing.
Yeah.
This is.
I'm seeing my guys. I got so many. Like I told you on the phone we spoke earlier. My network is your network. So I got guys who do the credit stuff. Who's nice. I'm talking about nice with the credit. Man, I got guys. My boy Phil is the man. Like he's been brokering deals where like with a middleman in deals, and I think he did like almost $100 million deal, and I think got 10%. Like I got some guy, and they young like me and you, 25, 20. We young, so we pushing that narrative. So I got my boy Adonis. I'm gonna connect you with. We call him the Econ Don. Like he makes 6 figures doing drop shipping. He had a write up in CNN. Like he one of us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely. I'm gonna link you with them.
Hey man, appreciate that. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll get right back into the pod. I got a couple more questions for you, more basketball related, but just this was really a condensed form of just who you are as a person, and just kind of getting to know like the people out there that's really striving and have a passion for the job. We really want to get your platform out there as well as other people. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll hop right back into the pod in a minute. We'll see you in a minute, guys. Peace. All right, welcome back to the Playoffs of Life podcast. We're here with our special guest, Jeremy Marshall. He's been diving into the passion of the career he's pursuing, different streams of income, the different things that he's employed in. Just being able to, talk to you, man, has like definitely been a blessing, man. But for the Playoffs of Life podcast, we definitely want to get into the basketball content of things, the hierarchy of sports, in my opinion, what I love to talk about and what I love to do. And earlier in the pod, we were talking about how your favorite player, of course, was Allen Iverson. And, let me just knock out a couple of the stats of, this man, rookie of the year, 11-time All-Star game MVPs, has an MVP, Hall of Fame inductee in 2016, which I do feel was really late. I gotta admit, in the Hall of Fame, they be taking a lot of time to get these players up in there, man. Got a 14-year NBA career, 4-time NBA scoring champion, 4-time NBA steals leader, career averages of at least 27 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, and 6.2 assists, and damn near averaging 41 minutes per game throughout his whole entire career. That's a crazy career.
I'm coming up. Somebody called me. Get my fault, man. My fault.
Oh, you good?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
So with that being said, man, I do have like one main question. Like, why is Allen Iverson like your favorite player?
Man, like I ain't gonna lie. Like, and the crazy thing is, I see a lot of stars. Like, I'm at a lot of events. I see people like biggest people. Like, I see a lot of people. But if I seen Allen Iverson, like I'll be on some starstruck type stuff. Like, let me show you something. Like, let me see if I can show it on my phone real quick. Like, let's see. This right here, like I live by that. Like him stepping over Tyronn Lue, like I live by that. Just, I live not even the cross. The cross was crazy. And he, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude, like, he said, "We thought I was dead in the water." That was the thing when he made the shot. But like, not even that. Just I live by that because like the whole picture, you got like, I feel like you got AI doing that. Stepping over adversity, looking down, people looking down. It's like I live, like when I get my house, I'm gonna paint that. I'm getting a mural on my wall, on my room. That's been painted in there. But I just think AI pound for pound, one of the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? Just 6 feet, maybe 5'11". I think me and AI about the same height. I might be taller than AI, but AI just is a dog, and he really changed the game. And I had the arm sleeve, I had the AI finger bands, I had the headband. Like I was Allen Iverson. Like I said on the phone, like me growing up, like my dad was on the run from the police. Like he was on the run from the feds for like 10 years. So like me yearning for that father figure, you look for people you see on TV. Man, I used to watch AI play. I used to think AI was my pops. Like, man, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's my pops right there, right now. My pops going so AI. My pops going right now, so AI gonna be my dad right now. So like, I was such a big Sixers fan, AI fan. Like, I felt like if I didn't watch the game, they lost. I didn't watch it. I like, man, you know why they lost? The little ESPN ticker they look like. I didn't watch the game, so I'm a huge fan. Like, just from that, and just to be honest, AI and Shaq are the reason why they put a zone in the NBA. They're the reason why they put a zone in the NBA, and the reason why I say that because Shaq, you couldn't guard Shaq, right? And they'll do this with AI. And when he can't have a killer crossover, because back then, like, either you had people who was quick and fast, AI was quick, fast, and had a handle, right?
Yeah.
So they'll do an isolation on top of it, like on the side or right wing, and he'll do his cross. And it's like it's no help because that's when they had added 2-3 zone. It kind of like, they kind of stopped that. So now AI is like, it's people. I can't wait till I actually meet AI. When I want to do business with AI, like I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to do a shoe with them. Like, I want to create my own answer, my own Reeboks with them. I want to I want to be a part of Iverson Classic. I want my business or whatever I'm doing to be a sponsor of Iverson Classic. I want to be the one that's out there judging the dunk contest. Like I want to be a part of that, just because that's my guy, man. I love AI, man. Like I feel like we family or something. That's how it is.
No, that's what's up. He's one of those generational talents, man. One of those players who inspire you beyond the game. Basketball, of course, was what he played, but he inspired a whole culture outside of the game. People weren't doing the type of stuff they were doing in that era until he did it. Yeah,
he made the game, like back then the game was so clean cut. Like you had Michael Jordan, bald head and clean cut. Like he made he came in with tattoos, like he made himself like himself. Like he said, I'm one of my favorites AI quotes. He said, I don't want to be Magic, I don't want to be Michael, I don't want to be Larry. At the end of the day, I want to be AI. I want to say I did it my way.
Okay. So does that mean like your favorite basketball era would be in that mid 90s?
No. I ain't gonna say that. Like, trust me, I be arguing with the old heads. We be getting to arguing. I be in gyms across the world arguing about this. So me personally, I think that era, I love the era AI was in. But to be honest, man, I ain't gonna lie. Basketball right now, skill level is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Like, it's at an all-time high. It's skill. Like, and granted, the old heads say, well, y'all have access to stuff we didn't have access to. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. But also too in this game, we still have players who are better than the other, right or wrong. So you still have transcendent players. So I just think my argument is right here. People say, well, LeBron could play in the 90s. Like people like LeBron, Melo, KD, they would transcend in any era. They would transcend in any era. As in for some of them guys back then, I don't know if they could play in today's game. Like Jordan would kill in today's game. To be honest, I hate to say this, I don't see. It's a hot take too. I'm a huge Magic Johnson fan. I don't see Magic playing in today's game. I think Magic would be a better, be more of like that hybrid four type of thing. I can't imagine Magic being in today's game, just because I can't imagine Magic guarding the screen and roll. I can't imagine that, like the pick and roll and PNR. I couldn't imagine Magic guarding that. But Magic's still all-time great. I still think he would be great in his era, but I think it wouldn't be as a point guard. I think it'll be like as a power forward center.
Yeah, I mean, we got point forwards now, so
yeah. So I think he'll still be able to run that. I just think it'll be a liability on the defensive end. But like I said, so like it just depends on the game. Like we have a few players that transcend. Like people like Akeem Olajuwon play well, Isaiah Thomas, Tim Hardaway. Because the game is catered to guards now. So like Tim Hardaway, like guards like Mark Price. I don't know, a lot of people don't know Mark Price. Mark Price in today's game
would be crazy.
You can't touch him. Yeah. He's crazy. Mark Price is the one who really invented the split. Like when he split the double team, he invented people like Mark Price and those guards. I feel like Stockton would be well.
Stockton was like the ulterior Steve Nash. Like I feel like he was just an earlier version.
A little grittier. He's a lot grittier than Steve Nash was. A lot grittier. But I just think, I mean, I can say I'm just a fan of basketball. So
Mm-hmm.
my favorite thing would probably be like that, like in 2003 to 10ish. Just saying, like I love T-Mac, I love AI.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite player AI and Melo. I love Melo. Like I'm a fan of skill, like Melo jabbing, skillful player. I'm a real fan of skillful players. So
And I can see that, man, especially with AI. One thing that AI is so underrated about him, and I even did some research just to go back, watch some previous highlights, and I checked out the All the Smoke podcast just to see the conversation he was having. One thing that they always point out is that AI was really unstoppable. He didn't have a weakness that you could really take into consideration in the game, because even when you could like negate one thing, he like the crossover, he always had a backup to it. You know, AI's that type of player.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, Magic Johnson being the type of player he is, I feel like you said, there's the skill and the talent is definitely there's more of it in today's NBA. But another thing is the weaknesses are more glaring. You know, back in the day, you could get away with not having a jump shot because you could be so dominant in the paint, such as like a Shaq. You get away with not being able to hit free throws. Nowadays, people will see that and they'll create a whole game plan, a whole team based around you like that. You know, no matter how dominant you are, you know, in today's game, I feel like you have to work extremely hard on being an all around player nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, it's definitely crazy. But one thing I did want to ask you was, even though AI is your favorite player, is there a player that you think could beat AI one-on-one? Let's say like we're not thinking about team. Let's say we're not considering like time and everything put into it. Just in their prime, somebody who could beat AI in his prime.
What you mean beat? Like beat?
So I mean, okay, so a game to 10, one-on-one, no teams, straight up, just whoever get the 10 first. And the player can be in their prime. It don't matter what era. It don't matter.
Oh no, man. You talking about like, cause like of course like AI was small, so like man, like of course for people like Kobe and they'll beat AI.
You think they can still beat AI?
Yeah. I'm still a realist now. Like Kobe will beat AI.
You sure? But I'm a Kobe fan, but I'm just saying. You positive? I'm positive. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Like I'm a huge and Kobe's game. And crazy, I didn't used to like Kobe, but older I got, I appreciated like man, Kobe, dog was so skilled. I love Kobe, man. That's one of my things I regret not ever meeting Kobe. Like I was kind of in tears when he died. So like RP to the GOAT.
Okay.
To the Mamba, but yeah, like I mean now guards. I don't see no guard 6'1" under beating AI. Anybody 6'1" under not beating AI one-on-one. Nobody.
Okay.
I even give you 6'2" under. 6'2" under, nobody's beating AI. I don't see nobody beating them. But you going up to 6'4", 5, yeah, they can. It'll still be a tough game now. AI gonna still hold his own. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like 10-7, 10-6. They're probably gonna end up like posting AI up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I could definitely see that. Now we had a previous conversation before, you know, going into this NBA season, and one of the two of the teams that you said, you know, you were really watching and that you were favoring were like the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks. Like this year, who you think has a better chance of making it deeper in the playoffs, deeper through their season?
I mean, neither one of the teams really made no, other than the Knicks. Other than Knicks getting Kimba, but I mean, like, I don't think neither one of the teams made. I don't think neither one of the teams really made no new addition. We signed John Collins to a longer deal. Trae Young got the extension. John Collins. I think the same team. Ken Reddish might come back a little healthier. Pick up 2 trap with Sharif and them. So I think the Hawks will still. Hawks will still beat them. Yeah, because I think the Knicks haven't really like. They're going to be gritty, but they haven't showed me other than like unless Kimba has a turnaround season, which I'm shocked that Kimba didn't go. I thought Kimba would go to OKC. They're going to trade on OKC because OKC's thing is like, and Sam Presti, I watched the thing on Sam Presti, that's what he's doing, where he's getting like guards who I guess people are thinking as an afterthought, letting them have a great season, and he's trading them for pieces. Like you see Chris Paul showed how well he did it, trade him out, got good pieces, got assets. Dennis Schroeder, same thing. Okay. That's why I think they're going to do Kemba Walker the same way. Let him have like average like 20, 22 a game, showing he's still happy, trade him out for pieces and continue to build that way. Okay. Yeah, remember, a lot of free agents not going to OKC. So well, they have to be innovative with how they get players and how they do trades.
Yeah, they're probably the best team, at least in the league right now, who's like can keep their assets and actually make it into a benefit for them for the future. Like, and they still have SGA. Like SGA is probably
and he's the best dressed in the NBA right now too. He be putting it on.
That's a hot take. Russell
He
Westbrook
be-
will probably have something to say about that.
Nah, Westbrook is Westbrook. Right. So like I said, SGA is more like because it's levels to the fashion. Like he's more like streetwear, like something I would wear. But Westbrook is more like fashion, like, and he's more like the runway type of stuff. And like I said, and people talk about the whole him wearing a dress, a skirt. Like I wouldn't wear it, but I understand it because it's considered high end fashion. Like, and it's just like a kilt. Like, so I understand that part. You know what I'm saying? That's more runway. Like Westbrook's on the runway type of style, as an SGA's more like streetwear fashion. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Definitely. Did want to ask you about your podcast, Cut Through the Red Tape. You know, we didn't really dive too deep into that, but I do want people to know that way when they do follow you, you know, what type of content they can expect, things that they can hear, and kind of like wisdom that they can gain from it.
Yeah, so Cutting Through the Red Tape. So basically, Cutting Through the Red Tape came along because I was like, man, I want to do a podcast, man. I feel like I got a lot to say. I got a real story, like, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people just from my networks and my connection. Like, I know a lot of people. Like, I think this would be a good thing to start. So I was just trying to figure out names, and like one time I had a name called like Balls in Business.
I mean, you starting out, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
No. It's actually one of my segments though, Balls in Business. It's the segment I have in my podcast. But I was like, man, let me figure it out. So I started looking up like synonym for process, and red tape popped up. Red tape, and like red tape is basically it's the inactivity of something. Like it's the process of getting somewhere. Like, you ever heard of old folks say, man, I had to deal with so much red tape just to get my license, or like you're dealing with something that's stopping you. So we're cutting through the red tape, and my podcast is on sports, business, and fashion, but the analytical side of it, not the analytical side of it, but your story. So like I want to dive deep into our story. I feel like in our culture, in our community, we don't know the success story. We just see we just see them made it. We didn't see how they struggled. We didn't see how they got to point A to B.
Okay.
To see, you know what I'm saying? I want people to know, like, I want people to learn from other people's mistakes. Like I said, the way you did your podcast might work for you, but somebody else, they might learn from, well, I tried, that didn't work for me. So you know what I'm saying? I want people to learn from mistakes. And like I said, I want people to talk about if you sleep on your mom's couch, or you had to sleep, you was homeless for 2 months because you believe in your dream that much. You made it. Like, I want to hear those stories. And like, I have so many different elements within it. Like, so I have a lot of people. So like, just name a few guests I'm gonna have on the upcoming season. Like, I got everything in structure. I have my guy ATL E-Rob, has his own production company. I got one of my mentors coming on there. He's one of the VPs for Nike on the global effectiveness side. I even got a guy named Steve Kidd, who is actually the rapper. He's Drake's road manager. So he does all the lights. He's worked for Saturday Night Live. It's just up with Amigos. Like, he's lit. Like, I met him when I worked at Elite Hoops, and I'm like, man, who's this guy pulling up in like Bentleys and Rolls Royces? I'm talking about like big armored Jeeps. Like, man, I'm like Cartier bracelets, and he's a good guy. Seeing that, I'm gonna have one of my homegirls on there who actually is one of the head marketers, marketing people for QC the label. So I got like a lot of things lined up. And like, I got the aspect of like where like I go and find different people who make clothes, or one of my bros who make clothes and stuff, and I go buy their shirts and I give it to my guests. So I have a different parts of it, and I do it in my restaurant, and I'm gonna do some live shows where I'm gonna have it where I'm gonna have a camera set up and have people come in and watch. Like, I have a big thing with it. And like I said, I got some good news today. You talk about that off air. I'm gonna talk about it right now. I'm gonna let it come more to fruition before I talk about it. But like I said,
got a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on. So I'm just trying to put all that stuff together, and like, you know, have an opportunity. I might have a team behind me where I have an engine where I could just come in, shoot, and then off to the next thing. So my podcast, I think it's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be the realness of stuff. I was trying to put it in a box, and I was trying to keep it where it's like with sports, business, and fashion, but I didn't want too much cussing on it. But I'm thinking like, man, like, I don't want it to get like too edgy. Like I must like stay away from like, I mean, if it's a part of the story, then we'll but like keep it. But like I said, I want people to express themselves. So I'm thinking about, like I said, I'm gonna have it where it's just open and really, talk about your life and business. But also I'm gonna have topics too, like standalone podcast talking about like the rigors of college and just a bachelor's degree won't do it no more. You have to have either experience and network behind it. Like you got to have intern. Like, you know what I'm saying? That just I want to have stuff talks about how to just be a man. Like also too, like certain ways. I want to add different stuff because cut through the red tape could be different thing. Your red tape can be like, man, I'm dealing with like insecurities and stuff like that. I really want to break into certain things, but just bring the business, sports, and fashion aspect to it, and just show the world like, hey, this is what it is. So.
Man, please, anybody listening, please tune in to the Cut the Red Tape podcast from my boy Jerry Marshall. It seems like he has just big, amazing things happening on it, and man, congratulations to your future and everything that you're working for, man. Like I'm gonna give you flowers while you are creating the foundation for what you got going. While I can you just give the audience probably just one more thing, some words of inspiration or to any individual kind of following their goals or their careers? Like, can you give them anything that you think can help them reach those goals?
Yeah, I want to just say, man, just continue to stay at it. Whatever you do, stay persistent, stay hard. Like I say, make sure you read a lot of books. Make sure you read a lot. Make sure you're doing your research. Have your goals written down. Have a board and you see some visual. Whatever saying. I'm a firm believer in God and Jesus. So pray whatever you believe in. I'm saying. What I do, but pray or whatever you think. Just do that and always be around positive energy. Like one of my famous sayings, hey, if I'm around 7 millionaires, I'm bound to be the 8th. So be around like-minded people. Be around people who are better, who are smarter than you, who know more than you. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Don't get stagnant, don't be complacent. Like I said, just run your race. And also, too, like I tell my young people, my little bros, Instagram is cap. I'm going to tell you that right now. Do not, just because, like, a lot of people get discouraged when they see, like, their former peers or people their age doing better than them or appear to be doing better than them. No, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So everybody's time is different. So do not get discouraged about what you see on Instagram because 80% of it's cap anyways. Like I had, you know what I'm saying? So just do that. Like I said, continue just, stay out the way, pray, stack your money, like do it where it makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my word. And like, continue to just to work hard. Like I'm a huge advocate of that. And we gotta do a part 2 because I don't even think we hit half our questions. Like we gotta do a part 2, man, because I got like a real story to tell. I really want to do a deep dive and just like the dynamic of me or how I grew up. Because I think I'm not supposed to be here. Like being able to do certain things right now and give people opportunity. I'm not even supposed to be here. I just thank God for it. Like I said, I really want to tell my story and like so I gotta get back on here. So I want to tell people like I'm a young black male. I come from where you come from, I watched my mama struggle. It was nights where it was time when me and my sister couldn't stay home by ourselves no more because our door kept getting kicked in. Like it was nights when I was scared to go to sleep at night, not knowing somebody was clicking in the door. You know what I'm saying? Like I really went through a lot of things, and it was nights like my dad be on the run and people calling and the feds calling my cell phone, my mama's cell phone, asking me for my dad. Like I know, you know what I'm saying? So I really went through having to go to pay phone so the police would drop my phone. You know what I'm saying? Really, like I went through a lot and watched my mama go back to school, get her degree and become a physical therapist and moving us from where we were to a big, like, to an upstairs. Then like at that time I was like 8th, 9th grade, like man, like we made it out, like, you know what I'm saying? So having that great mom. So like I said, just I have a real story to tell. So next time on here, we really got to dive into that. I want to inspire people. If I could do it, anybody can do it. So.
No doubt, man. I would definitely love to have you on another episode. Like you said, we didn't really get through most of the stuff that we really wanted to dive even deeper into. So we definitely got to have you back for another episode, bro. I wouldn't mind it. I'm trying to pump out these episodes, like our other interviews set up, but we will make space so that we can, dive deeper into your story.
I want this one to be most viral. We got to go viral, baby. We got to go viral. We got to let these folks know, man.
You got to make it happen.
I want to tell you, I appreciate you for having me on, my God. I definitely appreciate it. Just to even be a part of, what I'm saying, your journey. And I can say, hey, I was on this podcast and my boy doing big things. And so I definitely appreciate that. We got to collab on somebody to get you on my podcast. Like I told you, hey, man. I told you, and we can have like a little cloth talk. You know what? I'll think about it. I might bring you on just because you like basketball. We're gonna do an episode where I'm gonna have like a roundtable of trainers, coaches, like people who know the game, and we just have like a roundtable of basketball talk.
Dude, that's crazy. I've had that idea like so many times. I have like a round table of just different
Roundtable, man.
Rivera.
Like I said, if you're thinking, just do it. But like I said, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, remember, my network is your network, man. You reach out to me, hey Jeremy, I need such and such. I might not know him, but I know somebody that will know somebody. So trust me, like, you know what I'm saying? So anything you need from me, I'm grateful to even, just speak on your platform, bro.
Okay, man. Well, hey, appreciate you for coming on the pod. Go and check out Cut Through the Red Tape. Once again, I'm gonna ask Jeremy to drop any of his social media, any of his links, any of his plugs, anything that he want to just let the people know so that you can go follow him or you can go cop any of the merch. I see that dope hat that he's been wearing the whole episode, and I've been telling him like drop that so we know where to pick that up. So just drop anything that you can for the people, Jeremy.
Okay, so follow me on my personal page _JEM4. It's JEM4. And this is one of my bros hat, Fields. Like I said, it's one of my guys' hats. He make this. It's Sorry Flamingo. Tap in with him. It's one of my guys' hats. Tap in with him. And then follow me at Cutting Through the Red Tape. So it's Cutting Through the Red Tape. Follow, that's my podcast page. Like I said, tap in with me. Also, too, if your business, tap into my LinkedIn. Jeremy Marshall. You can put Augusta, Georgia, might pop up, or you can put J Marshall 818. Mm-hmm. So do that. That's my LinkedIn. So hey, tap in with me on LinkedIn. You want to talk some business? If you got some business ideas, I'm all for it. Like, I'm trying to get money with everybody. Like I said, and like I said, anybody on here, just tap in with me, man.
All right. Well, that's another episode of the Playoffs of Life podcast with your host, Adrian Hatcher, and with our guest, Jeremy Marshall, man. We will see y'all for the next episode. We got some big things happening for this podcast, as well as many other things going on, yo. So we will see y'all later, guys. Peace.
Yes, sir.